As we slogged through the first half hour of Her Story, we were struck with a problem. The game was drowning us in information, and through the lens of its clunky interface and stripped-down gameplay, there was no way to record the snippets we were gleaning. See, Her Story is a detective game, but in this case, that means more than just hunting locations for clues or holding a button down to enter a special detective vision mode. The game doesn't even have levels. Without the luxury of a quest log to rely on, what we needed was a notepad. So we scrambled around, grabbed ourselves some paper, and started writing, scribbling locations of notes at the top of a page. We couldn't help but grin. This was gonna be a memorable game.
Not really.
In 1994, a woman is called into a police station. Her husband is missing, and questions need answering. You have the video recordings of all of her testimony at your fingertips, but standing between you and them is an aging police computer. Your only way of accessing the files is to enter search terms and hope what you need comes back. Every word spoken in each clip is searchable, but if more than 5 results come back from your search, only the first 5 the system finds will be visible. You'll begin with murder written in the search bar and 4 clips ready to watch, ranging in length from a few seconds to solid minutes of monologue. The videos you access are your only window on the events that occurred back in the game's 1994.
I wasn't in the house all of Friday night.
You'll also be able to see how many clips you've accessed, where a given clip lies in the order of recording, or set aside a handful of clips in your quick access bar. But that's about it in terms of how you control the game. If you want to find a specific clip, you'll have to get creative. Sure, searching dead or a character's name will throw up tons of results, but since you're limited to the first 5 entries, finding specific, rarely used search terms is much more important. Even once you've unearthed over half the clips, you're still likely to be in the dark. We filled dozens of notebook pages with messy, confused notes, forcing us to go back and write them out more clearly, trying to wrestle the threads of a complex story into an easily digestible narrative. As we tried to order our thoughts, we'd stumble suddenly on some new side to the story previously unseen, and in a rush of excitement, we'd plunge off, new pages filling with our rapidly scribbled commentary.
I mean, not that there's anything wrong with ginger hair.
Like many of the best offerings the indie world can provide, Her Story is simple. It's got a single refreshing mechanic with a great story wrapped around it. The old-school computer aesthetic is spot on too, down to the scan lines and reflections in the monitor and the narrow screen aspect ratio. Admittedly, the actress used in the clips isn't perfect, but she gets a surprising amount of nuance and subtlety into her performance. We've seen worse on 90s British TV dramas.
My name? That was the only question I faced.
We don't want to comment too closely on the story because this is not a game you want spoiling, but trust us when we say it's got enough complexity to keep you hooked. Strange, quintessentially English, and full of twists and turns, it's definitely a strong enough narrative to carry the unique gameplay.
Nothing in life is easy.
Clearly, Her Story isn't for everyone. If the whole mystery genre isn't your cup of tea, this one will pass you by. But for anyone with even a passing interest in playing a sleuth, this is a game that can put you firmly in the shoes of a detective. And this is in a way that absolutely no game has done before. Clever, dramatic, and addictive, Her Story is the best kind of unique.